Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program, where we have managed to make ourselves a whole load of steel beams and graphene. Now, we're still working towards getting to logistics. However, the logistics stuff up here is going to need fancy thrusters, and here we go, particle traps. If we go down to magnetic particle trap, which I've just researched, it needs graphene, which we just started making, copper, okay, and EM turbines. Yeah. Well, we are making EM turbines, primarily to make faster belts. However, these EM turbines are going to show up in a lot of places. For instance, here, reinforced thruster uses reinforced titanium plus the EM turbine. It's also going to show up in other places like, where is it? Here? Somewhere. Well, it's going to show up in our drones that we're going to need anyway. Ooh, I wonder if the magnetic field generator... Yeah, magnetic field generator needs them. And that's what we're going to use to make better belts and also a load of other tech. So we need to set up a pretty large array. We're going to need a lot of them. A lot. Like a lot. So here's the downside. To make one Mark 1 belt, just one Mark 1 belt of EM turbines, that's 6 per second, we're going to need one Mark 2 belt of copper, 5 Mark 2 belts of iron. Yeah, that's it's gonna be a lot, but we need to do it because we're gonna need so many EM turbines, and what we have at the moment is not gonna cut it. In fact, at some point we need to make what we've got at the moment into a proper, like, make me Mark 2 belts rather than me having to manhandle them every time. Because right now I'm cooking them in my own inventory. And unfortunately that takes time, which reminds me I need to make more. Funnily enough, let's pick up some more of you. Right. Now, unfortunately, our inventory is going to be kind of busy for the next, I don't know, ages, because I may have queued up a whole load of stuff, including Mark 2 fabricators. So now we have graphene, we actually make Mark II fabricators. These use graphene, they use processors, which, dear God, I'm going to have to set up some form of automation for processors. They just use too many things. And then they also use the Mark I fabricator. So I've got a lot of them being queued up, like a lot. They're going to slowly get done, but that's going to take time. In the meantime, let's actually start on our actual setup. Now, there are a few places we could build this. Obviously, we've got a spare copper coming here. And there is a small area of copper over here. There's more copper here, which is all great. But there's no real iron. There's a little bit of iron there. We are going to need 110 iron nodes. Yes. That's a lot of iron nodes, I'm aware. So what we'll probably need is to take this iron here. And... is there any other iron? I guess we take that iron there. There might be overflow we can grab from here. Like, this is actually going to be a problem for us, figuring out how to get enough iron to cover this. Like, if we can't get enough iron, we just have to make do, and that's going to suck, but, well. There is a deposit up here that we aren't using, if we need to. Like, we can pipe stuff via belt across the entire planet. That's not a problem, it's just annoying. I'm kind of getting confused. The planet, please stay there. Thank you. I think we're gonna have to try and see what we can do with this 15. And then, oh God, I actually do not know. I think, well, we'll see what we can do with this 15. We can maybe get by with using some overflow or something, like pulling off overflow from other places that are currently not working at full capacity. There's definitely room to improve this deposit. So maybe we can pull out some extra stuff from this deposit. Technically, we could change this. What is your input here? Is it just one Mark 1 belt? Yes. No, it's 2 Mark 1 belts. Okay. Alright, so that needs to be like 2 Mark 1 belts. A Mark 2 belt, if I could be able to move them, but I can't. And you need to be a Mark 1 belt. and a bit. So, okay, we've got using Mark II belts then. Fine. We could potentially set this up to be better organized. Like, if we messed around with this and potentially put all of our miners on one deposit, maybe we could free up an entire deposit. We can make this work, mostly because of our ridiculous, like, this is old belt tech. So what we do is we need to have splitters just to make this easier, and sadly splitters have huge bounding boxes, which is just frustrating. It's probably one of the biggest complaints I see is, hey, the bounding box is really annoying. And gotta be honest with you, yeah, it's really frustrating. So out the bottom to there, out the bottom to there. Also gonna just feed you in there. Come on. There we go. Feed you in there. Okay. And then we'll do something similar over here. Like, technically we could feed this into a Mark II belt, but I'm going to stick to the old tech because I know it kind of works. And then we'll come down here. In there. Come at the top level as well. And then we'll come down again. Ah, no! There we go. And then select conveyor. Done. And because we have Mark II belts, we can do crazy stuff if we want. Like, we could just be like, hey, you two, just join together as a belt. I don't need to put a splitter on them, technically, but whatever. But we could also, yeah, so we can feed them both in here with Mark I belts. Angle, what? Angle too wide? Whatever. There we go. Feed you in with Mark I belts because each of you is not going to output more than a Mark I. And then if we output Mark II, 1 belts, we'll have problems because they won't be able to push enough to make up the difference, perhaps. But if we push a Mark II belt and then we just split that, easy peasy. Right. And there's no way this should go wrong, in theory. And that's freed up an iron deposit for us. Not like we're even running it at full tilt anyway, so maybe overkill. And beautiful. You know what? Just in case, we'll just upgrade these as well. Not that that should really be needed because it's going to a Mark I belt, so whatever. Either way, done. Now, how's our actual production going? We're still working on more Fabricator Mark IIs. We have almost 50. I think we need 60, so we're going to have just over 60 when we're done. We're going to have a load of smelters. More the belts I'm worried about, but we can use Mark Is and replace Mark IIs. In fact, I will pick up more Mark Is while we're here. Do we need inserters? No, we're good on inserters. Right. We now have access to this iron ore. And we need to... Oh, God, we need 109.1. Oh. Right, okay. We're going to need more miners. 19.3. We're just going to be cramming in miners all over the place. It will just drain the deposit incredibly quick. And I think some of our deposits have started to be drained already. I had to make adjustments. 28.6. Oh, God. We're going to need so many deposits of iron. Do we really need EM turbines? 32.5. I think that's as close as we're really going to get, aside from, like, little pickups. 33.6. I mean, that's not even a third. Getting closer, but no. Make some more splitters. Right, okay, let's go have a fly. See what we can do over here. Flatten this area. We'll get some dirt and then expand the area around. Okay, let's go on that dirt. Nom, 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 nom. Can't waste a good opportunity to grab a bit of dirt around here. Okay. I've only got 4 mines left. Oh dear. This deposit's going to be harder to get great yields on. 29.7. Yes, I don't think we can really get better than that. Okay, you know what? We could totally just purloin this. I mean, admittedly, when it's running, it's going to be providing steel. But what we could do is we could put an output from these that outputs to another belt here, and we could pull that belt. And this would give us, what, a full belt of steel? Full Mark II? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it would give us 2 Mark II belts. Oh, not steel, sorry, of an iron. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah. This would give us 2 of our belts, and we only need 3 belts. This would give us enough to make all of our magnets, and then we would just need enough for the rest. Now, you should actually make 2 and a bit belts, according to my calculations. In theory, we only need 5 Mark II belts, and I don't know why I'm going to have more than that. But I... Oh, right. I've been counting this as nodes, because I'm an idiot, and this isn't counting nodes, this is counting actual output. We need an output of 60. So we easily have that. Easily. That's basically 30 right there. We don't even need that. That's 33.6. So between these two, that's the 60 we need. We don't even need this override. Hey, we've got this override for later. Right. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miners. We want 5 belts. So, quite honestly, we'll probably end up just merging, because none of these is going to be a belt in their full right, and any 2. Because unless they've got, you know, 2 12s or something. Yeah, any 2 should just be able to team up. So what we'll do is we'll run 4 belts from here. There'll be partial belts. And then we'll top them up and get a new belt up here. Okay, and then we have to take that just straight across. We're actually going to do the actual building here. So, because this is our big flat land. So going straight across here will actually take us to the right location. And then I guess we just kind of go to the limit. The only thing is this belt here is kind of in the way. I think we'll just rise this belt because it's easier to rise that belt than it is to rise these 4. We're going through belts incredibly fast. We can't do more belts. We do not really have enough belts. We should go pick up some more belts. Okay, well, we'll do that after we've placed these. Okay, now we have them coming in here. We are going to need them to meet up with this lot. And I don't want to get too much in the way of the stone in case we want it. I mean, it's only 5 veins, but every little helps. What's the best way to do this? Okay, how many mines have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess that's a load of 5s. Yes, if we run them into groups of 5 and then we merge those belts in, this should work fine. Okay, and we'll use this area as our merger, so there's going to be 4 matrices. Applied with other end. Oh, wait, did I end up... I ended up turning these around, didn't I? Because I am a divot. I don't know, but for some reason when you shift click, it doesn't copy the rotation, which is what throws me sometimes. I'm expecting the rotation to be the same. There we go. I'm now stuck inside the matrix. Whoa, dude. Watching The Matrix and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is definitely got to be one of those things that's going to just, like, confuse the hell out of you. Also, rebooting The Matrix, I feel weird about this. Maybe that's just me being old. I feel old. Right. And then primary input, primary output. And obviously that. In fact, we might want to just bring you in a little bit sooner because we are going to have other lines coming in. You have to wonder why you have to click things a few times. Is it just me? Is anyone else having that problem? I haven't heard anyone else complain about it. Right. I won't even power on right now, just because we'll want to do the 4 inputs from over here. Let's do those 4 inputs now. Definitely do this ahead of when we have the belt. Like, we could just do it with the upgraded belt or something. Get Mark 3 belts, go nuts, but yeah, I'm brute forcing it. The belt up from this actually takes 2.5 times the load, so instead of 5 belts, we'd need 2, which would make this so much easier. But that's not the way I roll, apparently. Come back here, drone. There we go. Right, let's bring the other belts over. I also do realize I didn't actually need 4 belts coming from this deposit. Probably could have made done with, what was it, 2 or something? 3. We could have made done with 3 belts, but what's 1 extra belt? We could have made done? What the hell am I speaking? We could have made do. What could have I done? Right, you do your thing. Look at that, just going so far over the planet. I'm just going to let this do its thing and we'll speed up time. You'll know this would have actually been a Mark 3 belt. Mark 3 belt 30 per second. This is just less than 30 per second. We could have made done. Again, I know. I'm saying done. I'm just saying deliberately no. But we could have made done with a Mark 3 belt. I just... anyway. We'd had some trouble making it, but I think we could have made it. Okay, here we go. All of our many, many belts that are completely unnecessary. Go, my pretties, go. We can now hook you up. Bam. Okay. And that's our 5 output lanes. Now, fun fact. We've got to smelt all of them. Yep. 2 output lanes need to be smelted into magnets, and 3 output lanes into iron ingots. That means 36 smelters on both. Yeah. That's a lot of smelters. Right. So, it's probably best if we just put, like, 36 smelters back to back. Now, we're wanting to try and leave a gap so that we can actually run power poles across. The debate is whether we want to do anything fancy. Well, we don't need to do anything fancy because the iron ore is actually going to deplete towards the end of the line. So what we can do is we can just step the belts in every so often. We should leave a gap here so that if we need to run a beam up this way, we can. But this can be like first, second, third, etc. And we'll run. For now, we're going to run 1 belt And there's a reason I'm only running one belt. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay. And then we want to run an output belt. We'll loop the output belt back, actually. I think that's the right one. Yes. And then same over here. Also wish I had more drones, but that takes yellow science. Yellow science takes titanium. We only have a limited supply. Well, unless I manually transport it. Might be worth it, to be honest. You know what? How much for more drones? Ooh, actually quite a bit. Like 1,800 and... Yeah... But that is +2 construction drones. You know what? Yeah, grab Mech Core level 3 and then grab an extra 2 construction drones. 800 is a bit much. 1,000 is a bit much. But it's worth going for the +2 construction drones. And there we go. We have more drones. Lovely. I am just busy making more inserters because, dear God, we need more inserters. There we go. How many do we have left? Like 75? Sure. Okay, so we need 36 of these. We're going to do them in batches of 4. So it's going to be 9 batches of 4. And I'm going to copy and paste. 1, 2. Okay. Then gap, power. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gap for power. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the question is, do we want to gap for power again? No. Okay, so this is 12. Each belt here is 24. And we've got to have... No, each of these belts is 12. So that's actually going to be a full belt. So what we do now is we put a break in. So... Bam. And also... Bam. And this is actually going to be the same on the other side, so we can do that. Right, and then continue on. Three, 4. Oh, just. Okay. And then all the way back. And we'll do this with this side. This is a huge array. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I got like a number wrong in my calculations? Doubt it. We might just kill our power system when we turn this on. We have plenty of deposits of coal lying around the map, though. Like, this map is actually pretty full of coal. We got quite lucky on the coal spawn. Iron less so. Coal, yeah. Okay, and now here's why I wanted this kind of weird stepped system. It's because we're going to be stepping, like, some of these lines in. So, I think with magnets, is that we need 2 belts going into magnets, not 3. Because it's a weird one, because magnets take 1.5 seconds. So, what we actually want is the break to be here-ish. This is our second row of iron ore. Now, I could have done these like one above the other or something, like done a system where we run all the belts in like above each other, and then as each belt gets used up, we sink a belt down. Could have done that, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of lazy and I like the look of this. Like, this just looks cool. It does take up more space, though. It's not making maximal use of the ability to go high with all the tracks. It's also easy to see what's going on and where a problem is. Anyway, we're going to do the same with... Oh, really? We're running out of belts again? I guess it makes sense. We are using a huge number of them. Right. You're going in like that. You're freeing up that center aisle. And then you come out like that. And then you do the same. Even with the extra 2 drones, it's still taking ages. But it is faster than it would have otherwise been. And then bam, bam, bam. Okay, please go up. I know you are capable of going up here. Why are you not going... Come on. Getting to do the height thing is so tricky sometimes. Ah! Better. Okay. And then magnets. There we go. There's our magnets, and there is our iron. What's going to happen when we turn this on? Well, let's find out. Let's start at the other end. Does look a very impressive array. Okay, keep going. Almost there. I've realized I've done something. I cannot place the one I need up here because I've turned too early. This makes me sad. Okay, we're actually coping on satisfaction. Probably not when everything is running, and we're still waiting to feed some of the further smelters, so that power is going to get worse. Yeah, holding. Okay. Alright, in theory, everything should be on temporarily about now. Yeah, 140 out of 222. Okay. Well, let's bring them into line with the magnets and then get to next step. Next step. We need copper. We just need a Mark II belt of copper, which is quite easy. So we're looking for 12 copper per second. Now, fun fact... This copper deposit here is not being used anywhere near to its maximum. But, to make this simple, I'm just going to ignore that. And... Oh, can we get the last node? Yes. Right. 3.9. We need 12. So, keep going. $7.7. 11.0? Really? That close? Okay. Well, I guess we can always just go over for now. Honestly, I know this is really lazy. I'm going to put the last one there, so we freed up the top. That's 13.2. That's more than we need. And we just need a Mark II belt. So again, I'm going to be super lazy about this. I'm just going to feed everyone into a belt. Now, for smeltery... I'm tempted to actually smelt it here. We need 12 smelters. Which, again, pretty simple. We need a Mark II belt output. And then we need 1, 2, 3, and then this would be the in. And I think this lines up with the one below. So we're going to copy across the magnet one. And then we just switch you from being a magnet to being a copper. How many inserts do we have? 74. We probably need more than that. Make 100 more. We should automate that. Again, it's another thing that we have not done and probably should. Right. M. The fact that I can copy with inserters thanks to the mod is just such a lifesaver. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. It's so good. Seriously. Absolute lifesaver. So, again, power, which is easily done. This is probably going to be my standard setup. And kind of like smelter outputs. This is looking pretty professional, though. Look at that. Right. And then we just need to get this copper over. And we should get a full belt. There we go. And then copper. Beautiful. I realize I don't need to be using Mark II inserters here, but I am. I can use Mark 1s and it'd be just as well. So that's all of our outputs required to make our EM turbines. The question is now combining them, which this is going to be the fun part. So with our inputs on this side and then our outputs coming back around, we're going to need to make ourselves 12 magnets per second. So that's quite a lot of magnets. We also need 12 cogs. And that will make us... Yeah, okay. So let's look at this. So 2 magnets, 1 copper. Well, we feed all the magnets and all the copper into that, because that's just how it works. That will give us 12 of them, 24 magnets. Yeah. So this is the easy one to do, magnets. Now, we need, if we can find our Mark II assembling machines. Assembling machines, and we will put them... Give it a little bit of space now. We've got a lot of inputs coming in. Like... Yeah. Feeding magnets is going to be a weird one. We've also got to feed the copper line. So what we'll do with the copper line is we'll bring the copper line over, and the copper line can be here. Magnet can be here. And this other magnet can be here, and then obviously we're going to drain the magnets. Then what we'll do is we'll have to somehow get the magnets from one side to the other of this beam. I'm sure we can manage it somehow. If we need to, we could use the long handle insert thingies to take them across, and we just put some fast enough ones down. Either way, it's doable. It just might be a bit of a pain. Right. And then magnets. This is actually going to be a lot of magnets coming out. We're going to have 2 full belts of magnets coming out. So we're going to have a 1 belt of magnets here. And then a 2nd belt of magnets there. Right. Let's put these down. We're going to be going quite a way. We need 12 of them, but they are bigger than smelters. Alright, we're going to set this to do magnets. Obviously, magnets are made pretty damn fast. We're looking at needing 2 magnets every second and 1 copper every second. So that's 3 trips per second per grid. So one of these will be fine. And then we'll also need the same because it's going 2 grid tiles for copper. And then outputs. There we go. And I think we can only put 2 of these down before we have to put a power pole in. Nope, we can actually keep putting power poles in between them. This is great. Can we do that? Yes, we can. I'm not sure if that was connected properly. It looks like it, but just in case. Alright, that's 3. We need 6 of these before we change lanes. So that will be our 6. And now I have to change lanes. The easiest way to do the change lane is to humpback this. So let's just put the next one in the row and see how quickly we can get this to go. So I'm going to switch some of these inputs around. We want the copper to be first. And then... Okay. Humpback. That looks like it might work. If we drag the copper out of there, and then we power you, can you grab extra copper? That's the question. Oh, I've put these in the wrong way. Obviously, you won't be able to grab extra copper because I am dumb. Try that again. Huh. I wonder. Can you grab from the top of there? No. Okay. Well, worth an ask. Well, you're certainly able to grab copper, and that kind of solves our problem. So... Boop. 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 And then I should delete that. Which means I just picked up a whole load of magnets, which I really didn't need to do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then pop one of the earlier designs, so we're continuing across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then delete those. Right, power. There we go. That should get everything. Oh, obviously we do need to fiddle with this bit. So if we change the output for you, then we get our second row of magnets. Great. So now we have a load of row of magnets and a load of iron. We're making electromagnetic turbines. We're going to need to make gears of this. This is going to get funky now because we've got to make electric motors, which require cogs. I believe that means an entire line of cogs needs to be made. So yes. Now, cogs are really, really simple. We just take a line of iron and we run that line of iron to make a line of cogs. It's one of the easiest parts of this entire process. The question is how to get it over there. Probably the easiest way is to humpback these. So we'll remove that one end bit. So again, we're going to leave a little bit of space. We know how long 12 is now, so that's that long. And then we'll grab ourselves a user. Come on. There we go. I think, yes, we can do it. Right. And again, this is pretty damn easy. Cogs are produced every second. 1 per second means we can actually use our Mark 1 sorters. We probably should. It would save us power. Like, they're half the power, so let's go get some. Save us power on the grid, and that is important at this stage. Back to doing important things. Whee! Oh, did I not finish something up here? Oh, I got in range with this. Okay. Right. Inputs and outputs. You're an output, and you are an input. No need for complicated humpbacks. Let's just go. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Gah. Oh, did I not set your recipe? Damn. Okay. Box. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 3, 4. It's correct, isn't it? Yes. Great. More power! And then there's our gears. So now we have gears, we have what are they called? Magnets. And we also have iron. And this is where we're going to start getting weird. We need a full output belt of this, which means we need 24 of these. I think this means we have a double row. And they need to be fed with a full belt of magnets. A full belt of cogs and 2 full belts of iron. Okay, so literally one of those belts of cogs, magnets, sorry, we're saving for later. Okay. We might be able to do something funky here. So because we only need one of the belts, what we can do is have the cogs move like this. Have the iron also move like this. But because we'll need this for later, because this turbine is actually made of motors and magnets, well, we'll need one of these magnet lines. So instead, come on, had it a second ago. We run it like that. Now notice how this is a ridiculous turn here. If you cut it just before the top, you can still turn it flat. And now these 4 are going to make electric, and this plus the output is going to be fine. So how are we going to lay this out? So we've got probably 1 belt of iron on each side, because we've got 2 belts of iron. Cog and magnet in the center. And then engines on each side, meaning we'll have to blend the engines together. Sure, let's do that. So there's going to be 2 rows in the center, 1 cog, 1 gear. Then on each side, there's going to be an iron. And then on the first outside, there's going to be normal electric motors. Okay, we're actually going to need normal belts for this. That stone deposit might get in the way. I'm not liking the look of that. Okay. So that's the motor return. This is iron belt. Then we have one of these. This is going to be a placeholder for the moment. We can always shift that later. Then we need a magnet and gears. So, magnet, gears, again, another one of them. Iron belt. I think we'll be fine. That'll be close. And then return engines. Where we're going to fit the EM turbines? No idea. Like, in theory, we could put the EM turbines further along here, and we could feed the engines to them or something. Dear God, that might actually be possible. Yeah. Okay. For that, all we do is we put an extra line in here. And because they'll only eat half the line. We've actually done this before. So we just power through. Okay. So what we do is we put magnets on each side of here and gears in the center. And then because they'll only eat half the magnets because we're feeding them with double than they need, we just merge the magnets later on. And obviously the gear line is dead by then. So magnets on each side. Gears in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. Right, okay, let's give this a shot. This is where we can get that one down earlier. Come on, there we go. Yes, there we go. Okay. This magna is gonna have to do weird stuff, so the best thing to do is to get the iron to just pop up, pop down, pop across. Then magnets in there. Okay. So the only thing to be worried about here for electric motors is they will need per second iron. Everything else is really slow. So the gears we might need to get a bit funny on because they're 2 away. So they're going to need... but they're only needed every 2 seconds. And that's 1.5 per second. So 3 per 2 seconds. So per 1 second, it'll be 1.5. Yeah. In fact, we should be okay. What's the output rate? 1. Mark 1 should do the job for everything here. So in, out. Shake it all about. I used that the wrong way around. Did I do that with anything else? Yep, that seems to be working. Okay. So 12 on each side. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last bit is dubious. Okay, just... Okay. Yeah, we didn't place that last one here. Visual glitch. Come on. There we go. And you didn't place your last input to the cogs. Okay. You should be good now. Right. And then copy. Okay. In theory, all of you should be happy. Oh, I didn't ever provide... assemblers. Oh, did I run out of this? I ran out of assemblers. Oh. I might need to get rid of the parts of the power grid because they might not place otherwise. I will have to come back more. Wait. Why did you not place the assemblers? Sorters is what I mean, obviously. Derp, derp, derp. How many do we have? 5. Yeah, okay, that explains it. Whee! Alright, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that all looks good. Sweet. Great. And now we need to make EM turbines, which unfortunately is the part where this is going to go a little bit wonky from the really cunning plan of, oh, it's all extendable. I guess we could maybe try and build it here and just build it on a wonk. That's a technical term, by the way. Build it on a wonk. Why am I just building it on a wonk? You know what I mean? Right. Now, for this, we need 12. Oh, you know, Solid will just extend it because we can always then undo the extension if we want to make this more compact or something. Right. So this part is pretty simple. What we need to do is just take the remaining magnets, take the engines and extend it further. But what we could do is we could just run this, change the inserters to, instead of push out to here, pull from there, and then push to the middle track or something if we wanted. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So, this is every 2 seconds. You should be fine in doing that. Pulling in, not a problem. You just need to keep your 1 per second ratio going. And across to here, obviously. Right. We're looking for 6 on each side. Oh, it's 12 in total, not 12 on each side. Yeah, we should easily be able to do this then. Okay. And that, my friends, is our output. We'll obviously hook up the power. Oh, we need more power as well. Going through all our resources on this one, which, understandable considering the scale, I want to just point out. I'm not thoroughly surprised. Now, what should we do with these? Well, we've got plans for them. For instance, we want to make ourselves these, which require graphene and copper. We're providing, you know, 6 per second. This eats 2 every 4 seconds, so 1 every 2 seconds. So we can do something with that. We'll have a pretty good rate. But primarily, I want to have them go into a box, so we can then use that box as buffer. There. The reason I'm splittering is that way we can have 2 storage boxes if we need them later on. And that's not because, you know, you can't stack storage boxes or whatever. It's entirely because we might need more sides to feed in. And then, boop, boop. That will obviously fill up full of them. Right. Now all we need is copper and graphene. Graphene we can pipe in from elsewhere. We made it last time. And copper, which luckily enough, we already have over here. Now for this trick, we're going to need a normal belt of graphene, and we're going to need a normal belt, which we already have, of EM turbines, and 3 normal belts, or 1.5 Mark II belts, of copper. So we're actually going to need quite a lot of copper. We're looking at a rate of 18. Now, we've kind of got some we can maybe pull off here, but I'm going to make it safe. We're just going to play for this new one up here. If we need to, we can subsidize from down below. Okay, so we're very close to particle containers. I've gone around, I've put down this extra line that's going to take our turbines out. I've procured us extra copper. You'll notice over here we have, hey, something that's unpowered. There we go. I'll get you powered. Come on, drone. There we go. We've got over here 18.7. We need 18, so it's a little bit extra. Feeding into 1 green and 1 yellow belt, which come down to here and then go through these smelters, which In hindsight, I actually don't need half the damn smelters because this is a yellow belt, not a green belt. So let's take them apart. My inventory's full. Whatever. I just lost some copper ingots. That's fine. And honestly, let's also truncate that belt. We can always upgrade this. So this yellow belt and this incorrect belt, which I realize now I have set up wrong. Whoops. That's just a whole load of ore. What's the quickest way to empty this belt? Give me 1 second. I made a cock up. Okay, there we go. And connect. Anyway, this 1.5 Mark II belts come down here, are joined by the EM turbines, and then our graphene is just over here, so we'll actually be able to take them past this mess, and then we'll do our actual production of particle collider thingamabobbies, what they're called. Not particle colliders, that's further ahead. Particle traps, containers. Over here somewhere. Honestly, we could have just brought the copper in from here, but whatever. So we need graphene for this. How many belts of graphene? A normal belt of graphene. Well, this is a green belt of graphene, which is overkill. But hey, why not? We'll output it at the correct rate for a normal belt, not a green belt. And then in fact, we'll switch to normal belts and we'll pull the stuff down. So okay, so here we go. We have ourselves our 2 belts of copper. Well, 1 Mark II, 1 Mark II, 1 Mark I belt of copper, a Mark II belt. Why a Mark II belt of these? Why did I use Mark II belt? This is a Mark I. Either way, I've used Mark II belt. It's a Mark I speed of EM turbines. And we've got ourselves a Mark I of graphene. And this should make us half a belt of particle containers. So the easiest way to do this is we have particle containers. They need 2 of everything. So it turns out I've got it wrong. We don't actually need this other belt. We only need a single Mark I belt of each component to make half a belt, obviously. Like, obviously, if we look at it, you need 2 and 2 and 2 every 4 seconds to make 1. And I've brought much more than that. I don't know why I didn't get this right, but either way, it is done. The job is sealed. So we're going to need to just hook this up. This is going to be pretty simple. We have 3 components going in, and we have a very long cook time. Like, particle containers take quite a while to be done. 4 seconds. So we'll just do a line of 12. It's the easiest method. And more wind turbines. They're getting nuked because they're terrible. We don't need you. I don't know why I've got this extra beam of copper. I guess we could get it at some point. For now, we don't need you. Right. Do-do-do. 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 Okay, and then that means our production. Really? I still don't have enough assembling machines. Well, luckily we only need 3 more. Oh, it's been a long road. But we're almost there. But my time is finally here. Right. Assembling machine. Please make particle containers. Now, the way this is going to work is we're going to need Mark 1. And you need, just to confirm this, I don't want to get this wrong. Every 2 seconds you need 1, so you need 0.5 per second. So if we stretch this out, it should say 0.75. And then we stretch this one out, a Mark 2. Oh, maybe even Mark 1 will work. 0.5 per second. Yeah, that actually should be fine. We can use Mark 1s all the way. And then our output line, we'll flow the output line in the reverse direction. This is going to be 12 long, so buckle it for a long ride. We're going to go out to sea on this one. Let's start going over the sea. Do-do-do-do. It is nice to watch them working, but I do wish they were working quicker right now. Admittedly, again, we're probably not meant to be doing this at this stage. The game's probably like, why aren't you using Mark III belts? Oh, God. Why do you not have logistics yet? Just want to do it properly. Okay. We'll leave a gap for power. So 2, and that's 6. We only need 12, so we're actually probably going to be fine. That's 10 already. 12. Okay. Let's cut these before they go too far. However, Based has cocked up some of the inserters. And I cocked up the belt. You know, fair's fair. Don't know why that is. Must have been like a weird step change or something. Either way. Easy sort. Right. Power. Oh, I didn't do the actual output. Oh well. Almost like before I had a mod for this. So there are particle containers. We actually officially have particle containers. Admittedly, half a belt per second, which could be better. But we have particle containers. That is good. Because we're getting to that stage where we can do interplanetary stuff. How are you looking? Pretty good. All right, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. This entire section here is all new. We did a lot this episode. Look at all that. Oh, God. Ugh. We used a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff. Gonna have to grab more of them. Wow. A little bit of a cock up there, but whatever. It's fine. Look at all this. Very tasty. And obviously REM turbine box here. And our particle containers over here. I'm most definitely going to be feeding these into a box because we will need them. So for now, gotta get them chucked into a box. We'll leave. There we go. What we'll do is we'll feed you straight back up there. And then... Oop, oop. I believe I picked some up. Yes, I did. Cool. Well, there we go. Particle containers. Now automated. It's a very long process. Soon, space. But it's not the final frontier because obviously there's other systems. But soon space. Space will happen soon. Y'all should drain because obviously we're only producing half the rate of that belt. So you should be fine. How much power are we using? Also fine. It's only when we're really doing cube production that we start having issues. And obviously right now we've used all our titanium and we're not researching, so we're not actually making any more cubes. Yellow has still got a, 3/4 of a normal box left, so not too bad. Could be a lot worse. We could pick up a little bit of mine. Sure. But We also have a spare belt of copper here because I way overestimated. I was calculating the copper that we also needed to produce all of this, I think, when I should have been focusing. Yeah, because it was an extra belt of green. So, yeah, yes, we have a spare belt of copper. Not iron. We need iron. Oh, well. Maybe we'll actually have to go to space for iron. Ugh. I've been EnterElysium. We're going to leave the episode here. Hopefully you enjoyed Particle Container Mayhem. This is our world. There are many like it. But this one is ours. This is a nice view. And it would be a lot worse if we were still using Mark 1 production facilities. Admittedly, not a lot worse. We would need a quarter more or something. Or a third more. Although these ones are a pain to produce because they take graphene and loads of other stuff. But until next time, like, subscribe, comment down below. Check out all my links and my Discords and all that jazz. If you want to check out and get involved and chat with the community, feel free to do so. But until next time, stay shiny.